Since having to hold up a massive road map while driving, our society has come a long way. Because we've grown up with technology, our best source of information about life before technology comes from the older generations. I interviewed my dad and my grandpa. I picked my grandpa over someone like my mom so I could get information from multiple generations and see all the facts differ between each of them. Technology has impacted life regarding communication, information, and transportation. I'm going to talk about the different ways that technology has changed from a variety of standpoints of my relatives. The first big change was in communication. This is a picture, you can't really see that well, but of my dad's first cell phone that he had in high school. During his high school years is when the cell phone first became a big thing, but even at the start of it, the calls were still very expensive and they were mainly just used for emergencies. He agrees that it is much easier now with communication, but he misses the face-to-face conversations that he would have with people. He says, "Technology has changed the way I relate with others, but I communicate more with them, but the quality of the conversations is much less." Because technology has made it very easy for me to get in contact with people, being 5 hours away from home, whenever I want to get a hold of my family, I can easily call them, shoot them a text, or even FaceTime them. There are many different options. The largest transformation in technology regards how to obtain information. It is a luxury to be able to research information from your house instead of having to drive to the library. This luxury has improved my dad and my grandpa's life very dramatically. In school, they always had to type their papers on typewriters without spell check, and they believed for it to be a huge nuisance which wasted most of their time. The internet and the computer in my grandpa's life has made it easier for him to look up information from home and keep in contact with his family via Facebook. Reports took my dad a long time to complete because he always had to drive to the library and look up all of his questions in books for his research. I personally research straight from my dorm instead of having to travel to the library, which is very convenient. Although the Wi-Fi here is not the greatest, it is still very nice to be able to access it wherever. It is not essential to have a road map while driving anymore. Transportation has become easier by the invention of the GPS. Years ago, it was impossible for my grandpa to drive without my grandma sitting next to him telling him the directions of how to get places with the road map in her hands. As technology has advanced, my grandpa now has a car with GPS in it. It has made his life a lot easier and a lot more effortless to drive. Considering both my younger sisters play softball, my dad is always driving around weekend after weekend, tournament after tournament, and having the GPS has made it a lot easier and saves a lot more time. It also is a lot more convenient considering it is hands-free. Looking at the different transportations from the 40s till now has made me realize how much of an asset it is on our daily lives. Technologies influence people differently depending on the generation that they come from. My grandparents, they haven't changed much with technology. They use their grandkids as their ticket to technology. My dad, he changes with all the improvements. He probably knows more about technology than I do myself. He wishes for a simpler life, but he agrees that it has made things a whole lot easier. If you're still having problems seeing how technology has made life simpler, I challenge you to go 24 hours without it.